Alright, so we got Letty behind the lens. We also got a back day. California, it's hot, so guns out. We're gonna start off with some pull-ups. What we're gonna do is a Vince Gironda style workout. We're gonna do 8x8s. Doesn't really matter for this pull-ups. I'm doing pull-ups today, so it doesn't really matter how long rest in between each set. Usually when you do this type of exercise, Vince Gironda style, you want to rest about 30 to 45 seconds. But again, pull-ups, doing 8 sets of 8, I'm going to take my time between the sets. The rest of the workout following, that's when I'm going to actually keep track of the time in between. So let's get started. Things that I discovered when doing pull-ups, game changer, you really have to focus on, it's almost as if you're doing a double back or double back double bi. You want to like keep your shoulder blades retracted back and pull your lats by your elbows. So you want to focus on like pulling down from the elbows when you do a pull-up. The other thing too is not to grip the bar with your thumb. What I like to do is kind of like hook grip. What that does is it really gets my mind off of my grip strength on my forearms, and I don't know, it just helps me out focus more on the back. So that's what I'm kind of going through when I'm doing pull-ups. So check this out. Focus on this. Because it's above the knee, it's to get a real nice stretch in the traps. So it's not so much about going all the way back as much as it is focusing on the stretch, the initial stretch of your traps first, leaning back, stretching it more, and then just hips forward, getting that stretch. Later in the workout, we're gonna really tag in on the contraction part of it. So right now, just focus on the traps. 8x8, Vince Gironda, rest no longer than a minute. So speaking of that, I better get started because I'm almost out of time. Alright, so same thing, similar. We're going to keep the rest short. What I'm going to do is a superset. Close grip, cable pull downs with dumbbell pullovers. Rep schemes are going to be 4 by 15, 10 to 12, 8, and 6, around there. So if you don't hit it perfectly, just keep note. What I like to do is actually keep a log in my phone on my notes, so I keep track of all of the weights that I use for every exercise, so I know whether or not I'm improving week to week. So that's huge. Progressive overload is huge. Keep track of what you're doing so you know whether or not you're getting stronger. So let's get started. Alright guys, so for this exercise, pretty much the same thing as the pull-ups with the hook grip style. For this, you really want to keep your shoulder blades pinched back, your scapula retracted and down. Same thing with the pull-ups. Just stay real tight with the elbows and just really feel it in the lats, man. That's what you want. For the dumbbell pullover here, I didn't really explain this too much.
The reason why I like doing it on the incline, for whatever reason, I feel it more in my serratus and my upper lats. So it's just a different variation. If you like doing it on the flat bench is much better for, you know, widening your rib cage, and you're gonna hit the lats a whole lot more.
Shit, dude, after freaking rack pulls, gonna need these.
Just want to mention too, when you're doing the dumbbell pullovers, just really focus on going light and feeling the stretch in the lats. There's no reason to go heavy and, you know, hurt yourself, hurt your shoulders and everything.
Alright, so just ordinary cable rows, close grip. Really want to focus on that full part of the back, the lower part of the back. I'm gonna wear a belt just because I've noticed doing a lot of compounds. I don't know, maybe it's all mental, but I feel as if it's widening my waist. I'm gonna do this. Plus I did rack pulls, so my lower back is a little tired as well. Because of those rack pulls earlier, hands are torn. You're not a little punk if you use wraps, you know what I'm saying? So if you can't use the weight, if your grip strength can't support the weight necessary for growth, like, just use them, you know what I'm saying? I don't use them all the time, but when I do, it's those techniques.
Let's not get copyright strike here.
That was cheesy, so. Alright, so about 15 reps. We're gonna do 15, 10 to 12, 8, who knows. This is the first time ever doing it with this rep scheme, so I'm learning something new about myself today. What weight I can handle. You might have to move up, might have to move down. Weight doesn't matter. Whatever weight fits into those rep ranges, that's what you want to use. Don't worry about it. Curling in the squat rack. Don't tell nobody. And I'm using these 10-pound weights just so I look strong, you know what I mean? It makes me feel strong using this instead of the small. It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. I've never done this either, so I'm learning today. We're gonna try to go for 8x8, 45-second reps. So we'll see.
Alright, so I'm assuming everybody's, you know, watching this has tried to do a barbell curl, so I'm not really going to explain too much into this. Just the one thing that I do want to emphasize here is keeping my elbows in front of my torso, and on the way down just really feeling the stretch in the bicep. Don't go too heavy, no swinging, no swaying, all of that kind of stuff. Just keep the weight under control, pound them out.
So we're going to be doing some just standard incline curls. Lean back, this is on a 45-degree incline. What you want to do for this exercise is keep your elbows back behind your back. Okay, almost imagine as if you're dragging the dumbbell up your body. So focus not on putting your arm or your hand, excuse me, in front of your body. See, when you go like this, your elbow is in front of your body. You see that? That's not what you want. What you want to do is lean back and almost drag your elbow behind you. What that's going to do is it's really going to get the peak of the bicep. So check this out. When you go up in front like this, it defeats the purpose, right, of the incline curl. The part of the incline curl that you want is to really get that drag up the body. So that's what you want to focus on when doing this exercise. My bad.
Hold on, what is this?
That's it. That's it. Got done doing a little posing. Gotta check yourself out when you're lean, I guess. Take advantage, because I don't look like this all year round, you know what I mean? So just kind of get all the footage I can and check to see what I got. Still holding on to a lot of water, as you can tell. So not as dry as I normally am, but we're gonna hit some cardio in the sauna too, so that'll help out a lot. Gonna start carb loading every 4th day because I am back from vacation. No need to be this lean. It's time to put on some muscle mass. So what I'm planning on doing is, instead of every 6th day doing a carb refeed, it's gonna be every 4th or 5th day. I'm gonna be tapering off my cardio. So I got up to about 350 calories worth of cardio every day, dropping the weight. I'm gonna taper that off slowly, keeping the calories the same. So instead of doing 350, I'm gonna be doing 200 calories for this next week. Then the following week, I'm gonna drop it down to 100 calories burned for cardio. Then after that, I'm gonna keep cardio at 2 times per week, burn 200 calories, but I'm gonna increase my calories just so I don't gain too much weight too quick. You wanna slowly increase your calories just so your metabolism can catch up. You don't wanna just go straight into a bulk eating like 3,000 calories, 4,000 calories, whatever it is, and gain a bunch of fat. Like, that's not what you wanna do. Because I was able to correct my insulin resistance and I'm running off of fats and the keto diet, well, it's cyclical keto dieting, I'm able to really manage my hunger, so I really don't get hungry. I know a lot of people who diet down off of carbs, they get really hungry after they get really lean, and then they just binge and it's inevitable. They gain a bunch of weight. Not the case for me. I really am not hungry, even being down under 10% body fat. I'm probably a little bit over 10% now after the trip, but nonetheless, if I can, start tapering off my cardio and gaining weight slowly after a cut, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want to do. Again, just so you don't gain too much fat and you can just put on muscle mass. Stay lean, build muscle, that's what you want to do. So with that being said, let's get the cardio out of the way and then get the sauna session out of the way and get some food in us, shall we? Let's do it. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Just getting the cardio session in. The way that I approach cardio is low intensity, just because my focus is to build muscle and resistance training, and I don't want high intensity cardio to interfere at all with my progression schemes for just weightlifting, okay? So it all depends on what you're training for. If you're an endurance athlete, then yeah, by all means, give all of your effort and attention to your cardio work. But if you're a bodybuilder, you want to minimize the amount of exertion that you put into cardio, because that's not your main priority. Your main priority is putting your energy into weightlifting. So with that being said, what I like to do is set the speed at about 3.5 to 3.8 and set the incline to about 11. Now what I do is I interval from low intensity to medium intensity. So what I'll do, I know it's kind of weird, but I'll start off with the 3.5, 11 incline, and I'll hold on to it. I'll hold on and go. But here's the catch. Every 30 seconds, I interval to 4.3 speed, same incline, but then I let go. So I'm actually booking it without it. And then this is my 30-second rest. And then another straight 30 seconds going. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Get this out of the way. It'd be kind of boring if you saw this on video, so just imagine me doing it. Try it out yourself. It's okay if you hold on to it every 30 seconds and stop, as long as you do it every time you do this exercise. If you don't do it every time, there's no way to know whether you're progressing in your cardiovascular activity. So everything you do in the gym, keep a little note, write it down in your notebook, whatever you gotta do, make sure that you're progressing. That is key. So, thanks for watching. Mike De La Madrid, I'm out.
That view though, that view.